This presentation is for the students of semester 3 on general English. This is MD Jalil, Assistant Professor of English, Department of English, Tara Government College Autonomous, Sangali. This presentation is a continuation to the previous presentation on which we completed the first part of Unit 2 vocabulary section. In the previous section, we started Unit 2. In that, we took the section called vocabulary. Under vocabulary in Unit number 2, British and American English is the given topic. So in the previous presentation, we completed some basic things related to British and American English, the differences between these two languages used by these two countries. So the important things to be remembered, the differences, and the theory part is completed regarding to this topic. And in today's this presentation, we try to complete the remaining part, the leftover part, that are the exercises given in the syllabus. With that, we try to complete the vocabulary section. So this vocabulary section talks about the English language used by both the Britishers and Americans with some differences. So this topic focuses on the differences. So by just reviewing the last presentation's points, we try to enter into our presentation. In the last presentation, we saw that there is considerable differences between the British English and American English. Some people sometimes they say that America and Britain are two nations divided by a common language. Of course, the language is same, English language, but there are some differences. Because in history, America was the colony of Britain for many years, and so they have the influence of British people, and apart from Britishers, many other Europeans also migrated to America and they settled down in America. So because of this amalgam of cultures, a mixture of many variety of languages, the American English differs considerably with British people. Basically, the differences between British English and American English can be seen in the areas of spelling, pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar. If we see the spelling, the correct spelling for the word color in British English is C-O-L-O-U-R. But whereas Americans write its spelling as only C-O-L-O-R. The correct spelling for labor in British English is L-A-B-O-U-R, whereas Americans spell it as L-A-B-O-R. C-H-E-Q-U is the check that is used for money transactions in banks. And this spelling is correct in British English, whereas Americans use the word C-H-E-C-K for the banker's check. And if we observe the computer, the system is also showing some mistake with the British spelling and with no problem with American spelling, because the software is being made prepared by according to American English. They are showing some mistake, some error with the red mark in British spelling. But according to British English, There is no problem with the spelling of these words. COLOUR is absolutely right in British English. The Americans use it as COLOR. And coming to the second area of vocabulary also, there are a lot of differences we can identify between British and American words which refer the same thing. So both the words refer the same thing, but the words used for that thing is different in both these languages. For example, Britishers sofa is Americans couch. Americans use the word couch for the same thing, whereas British people call it as sofa. The way that is intended for walking the busy roads is called as pavements in Britain, but Americans use for the same thing the word sidewalk. And Britishers commonly use the word toilet, but Americans call it as restrooms. So in this way, the thing referred is same, but the words used are different in British English and American English. And interestingly, some words is used by both in British English and American English, but with different meanings. For example, if we take the word boot, this word is used by both the Britishers and Americans in their language, but Britishers' meaning for the word boot is it's the trunk of car. The trunk of car is called as boot, whereas Americans call the word boot for footwear, like shoe, synonym shoe. And the word coach is used by the Britishers to indicate a bus. But Americans use this word prominently for a person, a trainer, who trains the sports people for a sports team. And the word first floor is a floor above the ground floor for the Britishers, but whereas for Americans, this first floor is the ground floor itself. So the word is used by both in two languages, but with different meanings. So in this way, there are some differences between these two Englishes, British English and American English. And the British English is also called as RP, received pronunciation, and we Indians, we are very much use British English. But after the globalization phenomena, with the influence of American language and American dominance all over the world, we are also tending to use the words, American words also. For example, now we are using both the words, toilet and restroom. Both are acceptable in our context. So these are some areas that we have completed in our previous presentation. Apart from this presentation, we saw a list of words, two different words that are used, that refer the same thing, but that are used separately in both British and American English. With that, we completed that presentation. So based on this theoretical part, we have been given some exercises in the textbook. So in our presentation now, we try to take all those exercises based on these concepts. So totally, there are 4 exercises are given in the textbook. First, we begin with exercise number 1. Under this exercise number 1, 10 sentences are given, and the students are asked to replace the American English words in italics with a British word. So in each sentence, one word is given in italics and also underlined. So that word is an American English word. So it has its same counterpart with the same meaning, another word in British English. So our duty is to identify, understanding the sentence and identifying the word. After identifying that American English word, we have to supply its suitable British English counterpart. It's a suitable replacing word that is present in British English. So first we begin with sentence number 1. The sentence number 1 says, where did you buy these drapes? They are beautiful. So a person visits his friend's home or his relative's house, and by seeing the drapes, he says that, where did you buy these drapes? They are beautiful. These drapes are looking very beautiful. Where did you buy them? So here the word which is given in italics is drapes. It is also underlined. So this word is an American English word. Britishers do not use this word in their English to refer those things. They use another word. So now we have to identify, we have to pick up the suitable words in British English to the words drapes. So what does it mean, drapes? Drapes are those things which are cloth material which are used to cover the windows, the doors. And the British people call that material as curtains. Curtains. So Britishers' curtains are Americans' drapes. Americans call that material as drapes, whereas British people call them as curtains. We Indians also use the word curtains to cover the to mention the cloth covering of our windows. Sentence number 2. The elevator is out of order. Please use the stairs. So now the elevator that is under repair, it is not working, it is not functioning. So please go or come through the stairs, the steps. So the word used by the Americans are to indicate that word is elevator, because it is given in italics and it is underlined. But it's a suitable word in British English. The Britishers call elevator as not an elevator, but they call it as lift, L-I-F-T. So the suitable counterpart from British side, British English, to the American word elevator is lift, L-I-F. Sentence number 3. I would like to buy a new purse. So purse is something usually carried by the women to take their money, to place their money, their valuable things, purse. But Americans use purse to that particular thing. But Britishers prefer, they use the word handbag. H-A-N-D-B-A-G, handbag is for the word purse. And sentence number 4. Have you been to Roshi's new apartment? It is huge and beautiful. So Rashi lives in an apartment. It is very big and it is very beautiful. Americans use the word apartment where A group of people live in the same building in different floors, apartment. But British people call the same thing as not an apartment, but they call it as a flat. F-L-A-T, flat. We Indians also use both these words, apartment and flat. But the difference when we use them, we use the word apartment for the building, which consists of many flats. Flat is used to a particular location where a particular family lives. But Americans use the same word, apartment, for flat, and the Britishers use the particular word flat. And the sentence number 5. I have fever. Please bring some medicines from the drugstore. So a person is asking his friend or his family member that I have been suffering from fever. So please go to a shop, a medical shop, and bring me some medicines from drugstore. So the word drugstore, where medicines are sold, is used by Americans. But the British people don't use the word drugstore for the shops which sell medicines. They use the word chemist. C-H-E-M-I-S-T. So the appropriate word for drugstore in British English is chemist. C-H-E-M-E-S-T. And sentence number 6. This is an American sentence. On my way to the city, I shall stop by to fill my car with gas. Americans say, on my way to the city, while going to the city on the way, I have to stop by some place to fill my car with gas. So the fuel which they want to fill is used by the word gas. So the word gas is in italics and it has been underlined. In British English, they don't use the word gas, but they use the word petrol. P-E-T-R-O-L, petrol. For the same word, gas, instead of saying gas, the Britishers use the word petrol. And the sentence number 7. Please clear the baggage from the aisle. So an American person is saying that please clear the baggage. Here the word baggage is given in italics and underlined. So baggage. Baggage is nothing but a group of bags which is used for the things, the bags. British people are interested to call their usage of this word baggage. They don't call it as baggage, but they call it as luggage. L-U-G-G-A-G-E, luggage is the British word for baggage. And sentence number 8. I am planning to go on a tour after my second semester. So the italics word given in the sentence in italics and underlined word is semester. So a student is saying that I am planning, my plan is to that I want to go on a tour after completing after my second semester. So semester is a period of study, all of us know, period of study which is prescribed for 6 months course, semester. Semester is a very popular, commonly used word by the Americans, but British people don't call it as semester, but they call it as term. So a British student may say this sentence like this: I am planning to go on a tour after my second term, instead of semester. So semester is a word much used by the Americans, whereas the Britishers feel interest to use the word term. The sentence number 9. The buses are off the roads. Let's go home by a cab. So now the buses are not running. They're off the roads. So we try to go home by a cab. Cab is a word commonly used by Americans, whereas British people use the word taxi for the in the place of the word cab. So taxi is a much commonly used word by Britishers instead of cab. And the last sentence in exercise number 1. Look at my closet. It is full of new dresses. So a person is telling that, look at my closet. Here is my closet. It is full of new dresses. It almost all filled with my new dresses. What is closet? Closet is a place where we place our dresses. But British people don't use the word closet for that thing. They use the word wardrobes. WARDROBE, wardrobe. So a British person may say for this sentence, look at my wardrobe. It is full of new dress. So in this way, both the Americans and British people use different words to refer the same thing. So in exercise number 1, we try to replace some British words in the place of American words. So they refer the same thing, but the words are different. So in this way, we can understand the different words that are used in both the language. Now, after completing exercise number 1, now we try to move to exercise number 2, the second. After exercise number 1, we have second exercise, exercise number 2. In exercise number 2, the student is asked to replace the British English words in italics with an American English word. Here you have given a small paragraph in which certain words are given in italics. So these words are used by British people in their language. But these words have different words in American English. So now we try to identify the American suitable words for the words that are given in italics. First, we try to see the first sentence. Yesterday, I drove to the city in my car. So yesterday, I went to the city in my car. I stopped, then I stopped in front of. So on the way while going, I stopped in front of a cash point. So actually this word cash point is a word that is more used by the Americans. So more used by the British people, cash point. But Americans do not use the word cash point, but for the same thing, they use the word ATM, automatic teller machine. So it refers the same thing, from where we can get the money by using a card if we have a bank account. The word used by the British people is cash point, whereas Americans use the word ATM for cash point. to ask for directions. So I stopped at a cash point because I wanted to know some directions. A young boy told me to take a left turn. Then I asked a young boy, and that young boy advised me, suggested me, he told me to take a left turn. From there, he asked me to take a left turn at the crossroads. So there are crossroads. So there are some 3 or 4 ways. All the ways cross at one place. So that kind of place in British English is called as crossroads. But the same place, point of roads, crossroads, is called as intersections in American English. So the equivalent for crossroads in British English is intersections in American English. And ask again at the petrol station. So from there, after taking the left turn, going through the crossroads, again stopped at the petrol. So the word petrol station is used by the British people in their language, but Americans call it as gasoline. Instead of calling it as a petrol station, the Americans call it as gasoline. So the equivalent American word for petrol station is gasoline. Then a man told me, then there was a man and he told me to take the first exit. He told me to go through the first exit out after the flyover. British people call the thing as flyover, which are intended to go from the over a road for traffic conveniences. Generally, there will be flyovers. So on the road, we will have a flyover from the top of that road. So that person suggested me to take the first exit of the flyover. British people call this thing as flyover, but American people call it as overpass. So Britishers flyovers are called as overpass in American English. On the way, I saw trucks. So British people call them as trucks, whereas American people call them as lorries carrying goods. And after I had crossed a huge flat, so British people call it as flat, whereas the Americans call it as apartment. So I parked my car and walked to the stadium to watch a football match. British people call it as football, the game, the sport, football, but Americans call the same game as soccer instead of football. So in this way, in this paragraph, certain words are given to us in which we have the words which are used by British people in their English language, whereas Americans have different words for those words. So we identified all the different words in American English that are used for the given British words. Just we try to see the list once again. Cash point is used by British people, but for cash point, Americans use it as ATM. British people call crossroads when there are 3 or 4 roads divide but Americans call the roads as intersections. And Britishers call petrol station petrol, but whereas Americans call it as gasoline. And British people call the word as flyover, but Americans use the word overpass for flyover. And Britishers' trucks are American lorries, and British people call a living area above as flat, but Americans equivalent for flat is apartment. And British people call the game as football, but Americans call the same game as soccer. So in this way, we have different words for the same. This is exercise number 2. After completing exercise number 2, now we try to move to exercise number 3. So in this sentence, the student is asked to fill in the blanks with appropriate words. So 10 sentences are given. In each sentence, they are given one American word in italics. Then we have to supply its equivalent to British word. Or sometimes one British word, English word is given in italics. Then we have to supply its equivalent American words. So first we try to see sentence number 1. The first sentence. In London, you buy biscuits, but in the US, you buy. For example, you are visiting a bakery, a confectioner in London. London is a city in Britain, capital city of Britain, England. So if you are in Britain and you are visiting a bakery, a confectionery, there you buy biscuits. You go to the shop and if you inquire for biscuits, they will give you. But in US, but you are visiting in US and you go to a same shop and if you ask for biscuits, they don't give you because they call those same things with a different name. So the Britishers' biscuits is called as cookies by the Americans. So the same thing are called as biscuits by British people, whereas they are called as cookies by the American people. Look at the second sentence. Sentence number 2. In the US, you take a cab, but in the UK, you have to take it. The US people call it as a cab, a vehicle for paying rent, we can hire it, cab. But the British people, the UK means the United Kingdom, the Britain. US means United States, the America. So in America, you can hire a cab. But in UK, the British people call the cab as taxi. So their word is taxi. So British people can hire a taxi, whereas the American people hire a cab. Sentence number 3. In the UK, you wear trousers. In the UK, means in Britain, in England. The British people wear trousers. Generally worn by men. The bottom part of garments are called as, from waist, are called as trousers. So the British people call those garments as trousers, whereas the US, the United States, the American people wear, they call the same things as pants. So Britishers' trousers are American pants. In the US, the Americans, in America, you can plan to go on a vacation. So after completing a task, after completing studies or at your free time, you can go on a vacation. So going to some a new place on a holiday, at our rest time is called as a vacation in America. Americans call it as vacation. But the UK, the British people, they call it as a holiday. So Americans vacation equals to British people's holiday. So vacation is called as American people, whereas holiday is called as British people. The fifth sentence. You wait in a queue to board a bus in the UK. When UK people, they want to board a bus, they want to travel on a bus, they stand in a queue and they try to board a bus. But American people, they stand in a line. So the equivalent for Britishers queue is Americans line. The sixth sentence. In the US, a period is put at the end of every sentence. Here, the word period in American English refers to a punctuation mark where we end a sentence, where we stop a sentence. There, the Americans put a period, a dot. After that, a new sentence begins. But the British people, they call the period, the stop punctuation mark at the sentence, as a full stop is put. So at the end of the sentence, the British people put a full stop. So the punctuation mark that indicates the same thing. But the American people call it as a period, whereas the British people call it as a full stop. So the thing is same, but the names are the words used for the thing are different. In the UK, you click your photo. So taking a photograph through a camera is called as a photo by the Britishers. But the Americans, the US people, they prefer to call the same thing as a picture, Picture, picture. So the same thing is called as a photo in British English, whereas it is called as a picture in American English. The US people call, you can talk in America, you can talk on a cell phone. So the thing is called as cell phone in America. The Americans call it as cell phone. But whereas the British people, they call the same thing as mobile phone. So the thing is same, but the names are different. What British people call a mobile phone is called as cell phone by the Americans. Sentence number 9. In the UK school, timetable is displayed on the notice boards. So in the schools, Britain, they display, they show timetable schools. So after first period, what will be the second period, what will be the next period. These things are indicated, they called as timetable. But Americans call the same thing as schedule. Even the pronunciation is also different for the word. Of course, the British people also use the word schedule, but they pronounce it as schedule, whereas the Americans pronounce it as schedule. The timetable that is displayed at schools is called as timetable in Britain, whereas it is called as schedules in America. And the last sentence, 10th sentence in exercise number 3. When there is a blackout in the UK, you light a torch. So when there is some blackout, and when you are in a night at dark time, dark places, you light a torch because that provides, that gives light to us, like torch light. But Americans use another word for this torch. They use the word flash. So flash is the equivalent to American equivalent to British torch. So in this way, the British people and the American people use different words to refer the same thing. After that, we have the last exercise, exercise number 4. By seeing this exercise, we can complete all the 4 exercises that given in our syllabus on British and American. So in exercise number 4, using the italicized words as clues, identify whether the following sentences are in British English. If they are in British English, try to write in BE, or in American English, AE, American English, give the alternate one. So 10 sentences are given. First, what we have to do, we have to identify the word given in italics. Then we have to identify whether the word is a British English, belongs to British English or American English. If it is British English, then we have to write BE capitals. If it is an American English word, right, we have to write AE. After identifying it's as either a British English or American English, then we have to provide its alternative, the second language. For example, it is a British English word, then we have to give the word in American English. If we identify the word as an American English word, then we have to provide the word in British English. So first we see the sentence number 1. Have you seen the movie that released yesterday? So this sentence says that, have you seen the movie that released yesterday? Yesterday a movie was released. Have you seen it? That's the question. So here the word given in italics is movie. Have you seen the movie? So movie is a word commonly used by Americans. Americans use the word movie. So we identified the first we identified the word movie, which is given italics. Next we identified to which language does it belong. It belongs to American English, movie. Now we have to supply its equivalent to British word, British English word. So the Britishers prefer to call movies as films. So its equivalent word is film. The film is British word. We have applied for, sorry, I have applied for my driving license. So I applied for my driving license to get the permit to drive, driving license. So the words given in italics is driving license. And driving license is a word used by the British people. In British English, it is used, driving license. But the Americans call the same word as driver's license. So in British English, it is driving license, whereas in in American English, it is driver's license. Sentence number 3. Please submit your resume by tomorrow. Resume is given in italics. Of course, the word resume is also commonly used by both the Americans and British. But here we can identify the word resume as a British word, much more in use in British English. And its counterpart, its equivalent word that is used for resume is curriculum vitae. So resume and curriculum vitae, both the words are used by the candidates when they want to apply for jobs or when they want to go for higher education. They submit their resumes or curriculum details. Of course, almost all both are same in use, but there are slight differences. And when we see the differences between these two in our syllabus, we can identify the differences that are between these two words. And sentence number 4. I left my room key at the reception. So a person is saying that while coming out, I stopped and I left my key at the reception. So at the entrance of a hotel, a place, a reception, and a reception is a place, and this is a word commonly used by the British people. But the Americans use another word for the to refer reception. They use the word front desk. So front desk is American alternative, American's word for the word reception. I displayed the poster at the notice board. Notice board. Notice board is a common word, a word commonly used by the British people. They use the word notice board. So it's a British word, notice board. But the Americans call the same thing as bulletin board. So Britishers' notice board is nothing but Americans' bulletin board. Sixth sentence. The janitor opened the room when we arrived. So generally the person janitor is who helps when we visits hotel or restaurant. The person who helps us, janitor, but janitor is a very much British word. And Americans use the word caretaker for the word janitor, caretaker. Seventh one. His car bonnet was badly damaged in the accident. So bonnet, the front part of a car, and this word is commonly used by the British people in their language, bonnet. But Americans call the same part of a car as hood. So American word is hood, whereas the Britishers word is bonnet. The eighth one. The parking lot was full. So where we can park our vehicles is called as parking lot. It is a British word, but the Americans call it as the area as car park. So Americans car park is Britishers parking lot. And the ninth sentence. He asked me to call him tomorrow. So that person asked me to call me, to make a call, a phone call tomorrow. So here the call, the word call is British English. It belongs to British English word. But Americans prefer to use the word to ring instead of call. So in American English, the sentence becomes, he asked me to ring him tomorrow. So here it becomes to ring in American English, but in British English it becomes to call. And the last sentence in exercise number 4, I am very fond of my motorcycle. So motorcycle is a word commonly, a two-wheeler commonly used by the British people. They use the word motorcycle, but whereas Americans call a motorcycle as a scooter. So they use the word scooter for motorcycle. So in this way, in these exercises, first we identify the words which are given in italics, whether a British word or American word. Then we try to supply their equivalents. So in this way, this section of unit number 2 vocabulary focuses on the differences between British English and American English in the means of spelling and the vocabulary. So 4 exercises are given to us and in different ways, and we try to find out the correct answers for all the poor exercise. So in this way, if we have the knowledge of the vocabulary, which are used by the Britishers and as well as the Americans, it helps us to improve an appropriate to improve our language and to use appropriate language. So generally, basically, we Indians, we are interested to use the British English, but whereas sometimes we are with the influence of the American culture, their dominance, now we are also using the American words. So with this, I close my presentation on the topic vocabulary in unit number 2 on British English and American English. I thank all for listening this presentation.